Hello, everyone. Welcome to Wednesday. It is Wednesday, July 5th, and I am Maureen Dinkins, your host today for live yoga classes every Wednesday at noon Eastern Time, right here on YouTube. Today we will be doing yoga for recovery. What is yoga for recovery? Well, so many people are looking for healing right now, whether you're recovering from physical injuries, maybe you're recovering from addiction, maybe you're recovering from mental illness, whatever state of recovering or whatever you're recovering from needs positive self-talk. So in this class, as we move through the postures, we'll be working on our self-talk and gaining confidence to know that you can increase your well-being with every breath. When I first discovered yoga, it was a little over 20 years ago, and yoga gave me purpose. I didn't become a yoga teacher right away. I practiced yoga for several years. I went to a lot of different teachers' classes, but through yoga, it has given me a desire to live. A long time ago, I was on antidepressants. I had no focus. I was pretty much self-abusive, and when I discovered yoga, it gave me a glimmer of hope, so that I teach it now to hopefully offer you a glimmer of hope for your healing, for your well-being, and even your thriving, your joyful spreading of happiness to everyone that you will eventually come into contact with. So to start this yoga class, you want to come to a comfortable seated position. First of all, make sure that you're in a space where you won't be bothered or have too many distractions. You can put some soft music on in the background. Remember, when you do a home yoga practice, you want to create a warm and comfortable environment, a quiet, peaceful environment, even if it's in your bathroom, on the bathroom floor. It doesn't matter. Do whatever you can to make it feel comfortable. Light a candle, turn on your diffuser, whatever it is. And then wherever you find your space, enjoy it. Come to seated, relax your shoulders and close your eyes. Begin to inhale through your nose and fill your lungs until you can't take in any more air. And then exhale slowly through your nose, breathing all of the air out. Again, inhaling through the nose, allowing the rib cage to expand. Hold the breath when you come to the top of the breath, and exhale slowly through the nose, breathing all of the air out. Inhaling slowly through the nose, fill the lungs completely. Exhale, empty the lungs completely. Inhale, fill the lungs completely. Exhale, empty the lungs completely. Inhale, expand. Exhale, deflate. Inhale, expand. Exhale, deflate. And this is how you want to breathe throughout your entire practice. Every time you do a yoga practice, control the breath first. It helps to settle the mind chatter. When you're focusing on your breath, you have more control over your thoughts, even if it's just a little bit. And that's what we're working towards through yoga. The purpose of yoga is called Chitta Vritti Nirodha, which is stated in the Yoga Sutras written by Patanjali, and that means to settle the mind chatter. So that's why there's so many different forms of yoga and different methods to work towards settling the mind chatter. So we're going to add some movement with those breaths that we just took. So bring your arms down by your sides, fullness of breath. Inhale, reach out and up, palms together, look at your thumbs. Exhale, bring the arms out and down. Even if you don't have full movement here, do what you can. Inhale, full breath, arms out, palms together, look up. Exhale, bring the arms out and down. Good. Turn the palms up. Inhaling, reach all the way up. Palms together, look at your thumbs. And exhaling, bring the arms down. Good. So we're going to sweep them up one more time, but I want you to take them back a little bit. And I want you to feel your heart opening. And why do we always do heart openers in yoga? Because when we walk around with our chest lifted and our chin lifted and our heart open, we exemplify the light that is shining from within us. And sometimes our lights are shut down, we're beat down, and we don't want to live like that. We don't want to go on through the rest of our lives shut down and upset. We want to go through our lives open and happy and our hearts expanding. So take those hands back as far as you can. Could almost lift the chest. Ready? Inhale, reach out. Fullness of breath. Look up, palms together. Exhale and bring it out and down. Good. Moving into a gentle twist. Inhale, bring your left arm up and place your left hand onto your right knee. Bring your right hand behind your back. On an inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, twist. Look over your right shoulder. Maybe you have stiffness in the neck. Maybe you have stiffness in the knees. Wherever you feel stiff or uncomfortable or you lack movement, focus on the breath and see if you can get breath into that area. And by that, I just mean with the breath, the subtlest of movements. Slowly melting away the stiffness, breath by breath. Focusing more on what you can do than what you can't. And when you exhale, release and come to center. Inhale, fullness of breath. Right arm comes up. Exhale, twist. Right hand to the left knee, left hand on the floor behind your back. Inhale, lift the chest, arch the back slightly. Exhale, twist, look over your left shoulder. Fullness of breath, inhale. Complete emptying of the lungs, exhale. Allow your breath to be loud, like the sound of waves of the ocean. And on your next exhale, come to center. Good. Gentle side to side stretches, focusing always on what we can do and where we can go and not where we've been. Where we've been has taught us the lessons we need to move forward in life. So let's take that right hand down to the mat. Inhale, take your left arm over your head. Gazing up towards the elbow and pressing down through the left side to feel a stretch up the waist. Full breath, inhale. Complete emptiness, exhale. Continuing through each posture with steady, deep breaths. And inhale, come up, and exhale. Let's bring that left hand down. Inhale, reach your right arm over your head, gazing up, pressing down through the right hip, grounding down into that right butt cheek, and look up. And after several breaths, inhale, come all the way up, and exhale. So we've been sitting with cross-legged for a while. So you can always sit on a pillow. Remember, try to do what makes you feel comfortable. When you start a yoga practice or you start a movement practice, don't go for the hardest movements first. You may hurt or injure yourself, or you may become in so much soreness and pain you won't go back. Start slowly, but keep going. Don't stop. So as we spread the legs as wide as is just slightly uncomfortable, don't go your widest. Take your right elbow down to the inside of your leg and go ahead and reach your left arm over your head and gaze up. Stretching up through the left side, opening your chest to the ceiling. Remember, fullest, deepest breaths. The breath is your main focus as we move into these postures. We use the inhales to stretch or open, and we use the exhales to soften, maybe melting into a pose a little bit more. And then inhale, come up. And we usually inhale on the lengthens and then lengthen on the inhales and then contract, exhale, go down and reach over. On those times when we fold the body, we're exhaling. Good. So the movements also tell us when we should breathe. So if you're working on your own yoga practice or you want to work through your own postures, remember to inhale when you're lengthening and expanding the body, and you're exhaling when you're folding or bending the body. On your next inhale, come up, and then exhale, taking about one breath between each pose. Inhale, flex your feet. You can use a pillow here if you want in front of you. Exhale, walk your hands forward. Only take your hands as far forward as you can. And then look at the fingers. Inhale, lift up. Exhale. Don't think about anything else but where you are in this moment. Be in this moment. There's nowhere else you need to be. There's nothing else that needs your attention. You need your attention first. When you give yourself time to be still and quiet, tuning out the rest of the world, even for a few minutes every day, you tune into who you really are. And in order to go on through this world, we have to tune into who we really are. Let's bring that right foot into the left thigh. So now your legs are at about a 90-degree angle. Now we're going to stretch up that side body again in the lower back. Maybe this will go a little bit deeper into the kidneys. So let's bring that left elbow down to the inside of the leg, and let's stretch that right arm over the head, just like we did in the last pose. But this time, we have more control over our right hip. So you want to try to keep that right sits bone, that hip down. Don't let it come with you. So you get this good stretch up the right side. And then turn your head to look up and focus on little subtle movements that you can manage as you breathe. And after several breaths, inhale, come up, moving into our first hamstring pose. Turn and square your shoulders over your left leg. Walk your hands down your leg and grab your foot. If you can't grab your foot, you can use a towel or strap. Make sure you're trying to push your knee down to the mat. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, bow your head down to your knee. Slow, deep breaths here. And after several breaths, inhale, lift your head, slowly come back up to seated. Let's open the legs wide, flex the feet, bring the hands to the middle again, and just walk your hands as far forward as you can. Inhale, try to straighten your spine. Exhale, soften into the legs. Three breaths. 1, 2, and 3. Inhale, slowly walk your hands back to center, and let's take that left foot into the right thigh, legs at 90 degrees. And we're going to take our right elbow, drop it down to the inside of your right leg, and take your left arm over your head, gazing up. Again, trying to press down into that left hip. Full inhalations, complete exhalations. Nice. After several breaths, we're going to inhale, come up, turn and square your shoulders over your right leg, and exhale, grab your foot and bow your head to your knee. Only listen to the sound of your breath. Don't listen to all the voices and words in your head. Try to turn the words off and focus on the emotions, the good feeling emotions. Don't put words to them. Just feel them. Feel happiness. Inhale, come on up. Feel joy. Feel pride. Feel momentum. Let's bring the bottoms of your feet together. Bring the thumbs to the arches of your feet. So we worked on those inner thighs and the lower back. First with a wide leg pose, then with knees bent. Now let's put both knees together, both knees at the same time. Press your elbows into your thighs. Soften into your hips. Open your feet like a book. Press your arms into your legs. Pull your chest forward and deep breathe with sound. And after several breaths, inhale, slowly come up, and let's exhale, bring the knees together. Good. So once you have your knees together, cross one ankle over the other and roll forward, coming to your hands and knees. We're going to work on our cat pose. So let's inhale, drop the belly, look up. Exhale, round the back. Suck your belly in, press into the mat. Inhale, drop the belly, look up. Deep breath. Exhale all the air out. Push the hands into the mat, chin to chest. Suck your belly in. Inhale, arch the back, look up. Deep full breath. Exhale, round the back, chin to chest. One more time. Inhale, drop the belly, look up. Exhale, round the back, chin to chest. Bring your toes together, spread your knees wide, sit on your heels, walk your hands forward and bow your head down to your mat. This is pose of the child. We rest here, we let the body soften here. It's a nice safe pose. Sometimes I would do this pose at night in bed if I had a hard time sleeping. It just gave me like a cozy feeling. And then eventually I would stretch out and fall asleep. Good. Inhale, come back up to the hands and knees. And if it's too much on your knees, just put an extra towel or pad underneath them. We're going to do some gentle shoulder stretches. So let's inhale, bring the left arm all the way up to the sky. And then exhale, we're going to take that left hand, thread it through, rest your shoulder on the mat, reach your right hand forward, and look towards your left hand. A gentle pressure pushing into that left arm to give yourself a little bit more of a stretch. Letting go of any stiffness or tightness in the shoulders, neck, and upper back. As you take every exhale, let go a little bit more. Let go of the things you don't need anymore, the false beliefs, the things you used to know, and even the things you used to do, that you're not that person anymore. When you're ready, slowly place your right hand in front of your face. Good. Inhale, let's push into the right hand and lift that left arm up and out. Exhale, left hand down. Inhale, right arm up, look all the way up. Exhale, reach that right hand through the hole. As you reach, rest your left side of your head down. Take your left hand, reach forward. Press gently into your right arm. Keep your deep breathing with sound. And that sound that you hear when you breathe loud enough is almost like when you hold your ear to a conch shell. That echoey breath sound you hear when you make a loud sigh. That's the breath you want to keep throughout your practice. Practicing this breath on the mat will help you breathe better when you get into stressful situations. Let's take that left hand, place it in front of the face. Inhale, reach the right arm up and out. Exhale, hand to the mat, toes together, spread the knees wide, and sit on your heels. Reach your hands forward. Rest in pose of the child for 3 breaths. Full expansion of the rib cage when you inhale, softening of the whole body when you exhale. And then after 3 breaths, look forward. Good. Now we're going to come into downward facing dog. Downward facing dog is a fundamental pose in yoga. It can be challenging. It was really challenging for me the first 5,000 times I did it, but then eventually got easier. So spread your knees and then curl your toes under and press back into your heels. Your feet should be about hip width apart. You want to spread your fingertips nice and wide, not putting too much weight in the wrists. Spread the weight through the palms evenly. Tuck your chin to your chest, look towards your navel, almost like you're making a triangle with your body and the mat. 3 breaths here. Let your shoulders slide away from your ears for 2. Breathing for 3. Good. As you're finishing your third exhale, look to your hands and slowly walk your hands up to your feet up to the front of your mat, bringing your feet together. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, head to your knees. Bend the knees slightly. Inhale slowly. Come on up to a standing position. So here we are. Standing poses are fundamental. We're only going to do a few. So we really want to work on balancing poses. When we're moving towards recovery, we are very, very reactionary. Like, I remember when I was trying to find purpose and I was in my late 20s and I was just a mess, and on antidepressants, I felt like a ping pong ball, boom, 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 in a ping pong machine. So balancing poses were really difficult in the beginning, but now they're easy. So we want to work on balancing the body, just even in a pose, so that helps us to carry the balance through our lives. So that if our work-life balance is off, if our health and wellness balance is off, if our mental thinking is off, we want to focus on doing balancing postures more frequently, physically, to help remind us of how to create or continue balance in our everyday life. Shift the weight of your body into your left leg and take your right foot up to the ankle, to the calf, or to your inner thigh. A simple tree pose is a great place to start with balancing poses. You can bring your arms up over your head. As you master the more simple balancing postures, you work towards challenging yourself in more advanced balancing postures. Good. And then exhale. Allow the arms to come down and release your foot. Let's shift the weight of your body into the right leg and take that left foot somewhere above or below the knee on the inside of the opposite leg. Bring your hands to heart center and reach your arms up over your head. And we have a thing in yoga called the drishti. It's our focal point. So we're not really staring at something. We're just gently gazing off at something. And that helps us to become less distracted. And it also teaches us focus in life. If there's something that you really want to do, you stay focused and you do the things that you need to do that will take you there. On your next exhale, let your arms come down and release your foot. Good job. We're going to do some more hamstring openers. So let's come to a standing position, feet together, nice and tall. And from here, we're just going to spread the feet hip width apart. We're going to take our peace fingers and fold forward, wrapping the peace fingers around the big toes. Inhale, head up, straight arms, legs as straight as you can, gently pressing through the ankles, the insides of the ankles a little bit to ground down through the arches of your feet. And then on an exhale, fold at the belly, bow your head, and gently shake your head yes and no. So we're letting some heaviness drop out of the shoulders, neck, and head. And we're letting the heaviness of the top half of the body hang here to stretch the hamstrings and the lower back. Inhale, fullness of breath. Exhale, complete emptying of the lungs all the way to the bottom of the lungs till you can't exhale anymore. Inhale slowly. Exhale completely. Inhale slowly, look forward, lift your head. Exhale, release your hands. Inhale, come up slowly to standing. Exhale, bring your feet together. Good. Now from here, we're going to take a nice wide stance. Turn your toes to the back of your mat and bend into your right knee. This is warrior 2, and we're going to hold here. Look at your right hand. Your shoulders should be over your hips. You don't want your torso facing your right leg. You want your torso facing the side, but you're looking towards that right hand. Now we're going to hold this pose. You know why? Because it's the warrior pose, and you are a warrior. Your strength is infinite. You are stronger than you've ever known. Sink those hips, strong legs. Press the outer edge of your back foot firmly down into the mat. Straighten that left leg, squeeze that left kneecap. Press through the right heel. Keep the arms up. Stay here. Breathe deeply. Sink lower. Good. Now, keep the legs. Take your right elbow down on your thigh and reach your left arm over your head, gazing up. This is a side angle pose. Now, on an inhale, back to warrior two and straighten that right leg. Let's pivot the feet. Exhale, bend into the left knee. Look at your left hand. Arms are straight, shoulders over the hips, pressing the outer edge of your right foot down to the mat. Trying to get that left thigh parallel to the floor. As the hips sink, the ribs lift. Good. Open those hips. Breathe deeply. Maybe you haven't breathed as deeply as this in a really long time. Notice how nice it feels, how cleansing it can be, how every breath just kind of blows away the cobwebs in your mind. Sink a little lower. Good, and on an exhale, bring your left hand down or left arm on the thigh, right arm over the head. Good, look up. Sink a little lower. Good, and then inhale, come up, arms and legs extend, and let's walk the feet back towards each other. So when we open the hips like that, we work through a lot of junk. Okay, because the pelvis is here, this is the exit region of all the debris that our body no longer needs. It's really important to keep this area stretched, especially if you sit for long periods of time, where you drive. We want to keep the hips nice and fluid because it can cause back pain if the inner thighs, hips, and glutes are tight or just too weak. All right, so we're going to do some more hip openers. So let's bring the arches of your feet together. Inhale, bring your arms up over your head like you're going to touch the ceiling. Reach higher. Exhale, slowly fold forward. Bring your hands all the way down to the mat, head to your knees. Nice and slow. Inhale, lift your head, look forward. Let's step that left leg back into a runner's lunge. So the right knee is over the ankle, left leg is straight. Inhale, bring your hands onto your thigh, come to here. This is option one, keep that right heel pointed up to the ceiling. Option two, hands to heart center. Option three, almost a deeper back bend as you sink down, feel that left inner thigh in front of your thigh, your quadriceps stretching. 3 breaths. Breathing for 1, 2, 3. Keep those nice legs strong. You can do it. Stay here. Twist. Take your left elbow across your body, hands in prayer position. Look up. Breathing for 1, 2, and 3. Now exhale, place your hands on the mat, and then we're just going to inhale, step forward, half lift. Exhale, slowly, gently head to your knees. Inhale, half lift, look forward. Exhale, right foot back, runner's lunge. Nice wide stance. Inhale, bring the hands to the thigh. Next inhale, bring the hands to heart center. And if you dare, inhale again, crescent pose. Sink low, hands up, reach back. Nice job. And then exhale, twist. Take your right elbow across your body and bring your hands in prayer position, pointing that left elbow up. Press out through that right heel. And exhale. Place your hands on the mat. Step forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, head to your knees. Inhale, slowly come up to a standing position. Hands up over your head. Press your palms together. Look at your thumbs. And exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Nice job. Okay, so now we're going to work on Warrior One, which is kind of a combo between Warrior Two and Crescent Posture. I feel like Warrior One is the strongest of the warriors. So let's do it together, moving through a vinyasa. So just do the best you can to keep up. It's not too challenging. It's just how we move from one pose to the next, like moving through life gracefully from pose to pose. Inhale, exhale, fold forward, head to your knees. Inhale, look forward, step back to a plank position. Good. Exhale, lower your belly all the way down to the floor. Point your toes. Inhale, lift your chest, keep your elbows bent, cobra. Exhale, come to your knees, curl your toes, and take downward facing dog. Good. Look towards your hands. And we're going to step our right foot up between the hands, and we're going to turn that left heel down to the mat. And then inhale, come all the way up to Warrior One. So in Warrior One, your torso is turning towards the bent leg, which should be your right. You're working your right thigh parallel to the floor. Left leg is straight. Hands are together. You're looking at your thumbs and you're breathing deeply, pressing the outer edge of your back foot firmly to your mat. Strong, straight arms. Deep breathing with sound. Inhale, straighten your right leg, but keep your hands up. Turn and face the back of your mat. Bend your left knee. Turn your torso, looking up to those hands. Hold here. Sink as low as you can. Open that right hip. Just when you think you can't, just tell yourself you can. Even just going a little bit, a millimeter further than you thought you ever could, because that 1 millimeter turns into 2, and 2 can turn into 2,000. Ready? You can drop your knees if you need to. Exhale, lower all the way down to the belly. Good. So we're going to do some gentle back bends here. Back bends can be really challenging, and you don't have to be perfect at them, but you should try, because your spine needs to get some bend in the other direction to help to open the heart, to help the digestive system, and to get rid of stiffness and tension that you may be carrying in your shoulders or even in your lower back. So attempting back bends regularly is a good way to keep stiffness and pain out of the spine. So from here, we're just going to bring the elbows underneath the shoulders, spread your fingertips wide, and then bring your legs together, point your toes, squeeze your kneecaps, and engage your quadriceps, meaning the tops of your thighs. So your kneecaps might be pulling up off the floor. And then spread the fingers wide and pull yourself forward as you look all the way up. This is Sphinx pose. 3 breaths. Breathing for 1. Try to lift the heart. 2, breathe into the bottom of the lungs. Thought it was? Last back bend of the day. So this one can be really challenging and you just want to try. So we're going to do the king of all back bends, which we call, this is Dhanurasana, bow pose. So you want to bend both legs and grab your feet. Okay, if you can't do it, then this is as far as you can do. You're just going to keep reaching back every day until you grab those feet. If you can grab the feet, you're going to bring the toes together and lift up, looking as high as you can. Just 3 breaths here. Breathing for 1, 2, last one, lift a little higher. And 3, exhale, lower down. So those are 3 great back bends you should practice as often as possible. You get a nice rest in between. Now let's push it back into pose of the child. Let's rest here. And then after several breaths, in pose of the child, we're just going to walk the legs through so we can come into a seated position. Now in this seated position, we're just going to straighten the legs. Take your elbows underneath your knees and just rest your head down to your knees. And this is a rounded back posture. You can flex your feet or you can relax your legs. Just letting gravity do all of the work for us. Breathing slowly here. After several breaths, come on up to a seated position. And we'll do a couple gentle twists before we move into a rest position. I like to do twists towards the end of my practice sometimes, like the deepest ones, because they're very challenging and they need to be pretty warm to do them. So we're going to take our right foot and cross it over the left thigh. We're going to take our right arm and bring it as close to the tailbone as we can so that when we press into the floor with that hand, we're straightening the arm. Inhale, take your left arm across your body and twist. Flex your left foot and look over your right shoulder. Good. See how challenging it is to breathe deeply. The longest, deepest breaths of your day. If you have a good twist and you're twisting low in the abdomen, breathing won't be difficult. But if you have a lot of stiffness and you're twisting more into the upper body, you haven't really accessed that lower body area, that's okay. But really expand the breath, because using the breath here will help soften all those muscles, even in the upper back and rib cage. Good. Exhale and release. Let's do the other side. Take your left foot across your right thigh. Inhale, take your right arm up and take your right elbow across your body, bringing that left hand right next to your tailbone. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, look over your left shoulder. Flex your right foot. Good. Breathe deep into the lungs. Expand the rib cage. Breathing through our most challenging postures is a tool that teaches us to breathe through the most challenging places and times in life. Chest and rock from side to side. And bring your arms out to the sides like you're making a T, and let your knees fall to the right as you turn your head and look to your left. Let the weight of your body do the work for you. Keep those thoughts at bay by focusing on those slow, deep breaths. Let your body soften a little more with each exhale. And then when you're ready, inhale, come all the way up at the knees, and let your knees fall to the left side as you turn your head and look to your right side. And then inhale, slowly bring your knees up to center. We're going to move into a happy baby pose. So grab the arches of your feet, bring your hands around the bottoms of your feet, bend your knees at a 90-degree angle and just rock from side to side. Now if you want to go deeper, you can open your legs a little bit wider. Just keep that lower back on the mat. And then after a few more rocks back and forth, bring those knees into the chest one last time before we move into our resting pose, our meditation. So bring the feet down to the mat and extend your legs out to the either corner of the mat and bring your arms down by your sides. You can either turn your palms up, letting your shoulder blades lie flat, or if you feel more comfortable, place your hands on your belly or chest. Close your eyes. Take a deep inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth. Good. Let's do that 2 more times. A deep inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Let the body melt down into the earth. Let a softness take over the body, maybe a softness you haven't felt in a really long time. As you allow this softness, this melting feeling to take over your body, allow yourself to be softer in your thoughts, kinder and softer thoughts towards yourself, being easier on yourself, learning from your mistakes and not beating yourself up because of them. And when you become softer on yourself, you can become easier and softer with others so that life is more joyful and your relationships more meaningful. As this softness overtakes your body and your mind, turn your attention to your heart. Picture a bright white light shining from your heart. So bright, it's blinding. It blinds you. It blinds the inside of you from your toes to the crown of your head. And this is your true light that you want everyone to see. The best part of you. So let your light shine and focus on this bright white light taking over your body, taking over your life. Something that's so peaceful. Something that's so positive. something that feels so fulfilling. Bask in its glow for the next few moments. Slowly begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes, bringing your awareness back. Gently turn your head from side to side, starting to loosen the neck. Stretch your arms over your head like it's your first morning stretch. You may want to feel a natural deep breath coming into the body. Good, and then bring your knees up into your belly, wrap your arms around your legs and rock from side to side, awakening the spine. And turn to one side and rest on one side for a little bit longer. And when you're ready, push yourself up to a comfortable seated position. Once you're seated, bring your hands to heart center. Close your eyes and bow your head. Notice how you feel. Is it better than you felt when we started? I hope so. And if it is, know that you can return to this and even more at any time. Thank you for joining me today. May you go with peace. Namaste.